Nice kill.
God decided that he would allow me to live another day, and I'm going to make it everyone's problem.
It feels like we haven't recorded Flashpoint in like a year.
We've kind of been on a little hiatus.
Hello, boys. I'm back from my long hiatus.
Hit it, Grandma. Guess who's back? Back again. A lot of classic Vine references there, I guess. What's funny is Skelley leaded us off with the nice kill, and that was like going to be my next thing, was go nice kill. We're just on that same wavelength at all times, man. Well, like Skelley said before we hit record here, some things have happened. We have to go tell LD about them. I want to save a little bit of that for later in the show to keep it rolling and everything. But I think probably the first thing that our viewers want to know is just Skelley's overall health since the last episode. You know, we're a couple days behind in what we would normally post the episode, and people are probably thinking we lost Skelley. So how has your health, how have your bowels been since taking those wings down?
I've been good. I honestly expected it to be the worst part of it to be afterwards, getting rid of everything that I put in. But I honestly didn't really have any problems. Like I sat down a couple times in the following days and just kind of like thought, man, this isn't going to be good. And it ended up, everything went nice and smooth, as Tony Compliment would say.
Are you referring to nice and smooth as in your poop, or just the whole situation
just
itself?
The process, not the actual consistency of the fecal matter.
Okay, so you didn't have any
no Hershey squirts. No.
Like your stomach didn't even hurt?
Not really. It probably took me an hour after the episode to like fully regain like my nervous system's functionality. But like I just sat down and watched a basketball game with Myers, and after about an hour, I kind of felt back to normal. I guess I'm just built different.
Yeah, I think the last thing that the people heard, one of the last things that you said in our last episode was that you were regaining feeling in your fingers. And
Correct.
That's a side effect that I did not anticipate. Is that something that you knew was a possibility?
I didn't think that would happen. It wasn't like the sauce causing like my fingers to like burn or go numb or whatever. It was literally something like a nerve issue. Like my hands went completely numb. My arms were tingling. It wasn't the sauce burning into my skin.
Was there ever a moment that you like were kind of concerned? I mean, that's a nervous system problem.
I was like, well, this isn't good. But then I was also like, I mean, it's just hot sauce. Well, it's not gonna like make me have a heart attack or stroke. I hope not.
He can't get to school now.
Old Jimmy Tatum.
Billy Tatum.
Gary. Oh, Billy Tatum, whatever.
William Tatum.
Jimmy, Billy, whatever. He probably is related to a cat named Jim Tatum. Guaranteed. Yeah, I got a few texts from people like later in the week or that next day basically asking like, how's Skelley? Like, did he poop? You know? I was like, well, I would assume he probably does that every day if he's a healthy guy. So I guess, you know, you've survived to toe the toe.
Is pooping often a sign of good health?
Yeah, I mean, you want a lot of fiber in your diet. Keep that your colon clean.
Is peeing often a sign of good health? Because I thought peeing often
means
like,
you're probably hydrated.
But I also thought it meant like it's a sign of diabetes.
Well, it could be.
We'll go ask Nolan about it.
I actually think that's one of the things that kind of tipped them off to Nolan's diabetic conniption, was something about peeing a lot. Also, he probably was shaky and all that, you know, diabetes stuff. But I think when it comes to overall health, LD, and don't quote me on this because I'm not a health teacher by any stretch.
We're aware.
Yeah. I think that the ideal pee, you want it to be clear because, like Skelley's saying, you want the hydration factor.
Right, right.
So if it's anything else other than that, like the darker it is, probably not a good thing.
You've never saw like the pee chart?
There's a
I
chart.
believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a P chart. If a guy knows about a P chart, it's that guy.
it's me. Speaking of pee, we had a kid pee on the floor today at youth basketball. It was awesome. That's like the ultimate other duties assigned when you sign up for a job. Like, hey, you might need to mop up some piss
You
at
just
basketball camp.
had a lot of bodily fluids in the past month or so at basketball, and you don't usually see those, like puke on the floor, pee on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, you expect them to get to like a trash can if they got a puke or a bathroom, and they're just letting it go everywhere. Let's just hope you don't have to deal with any number two. Get the pooper scooper out.
Let's hope not. I don't know if I think I could do puke and pee, but I don't think I could do poop.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
I'm out on poop. I'm out on poop. But anyways, the pee chart. You never saw that.
Well,
I
I'm
think it was
looking it up right now.
Like Texas football had one, and like in
They're
their
back,
locker,
folks.
that was basically like if your pee's this color, like you don't care about your team because you're not staying hydrated. So obviously, yes, the clearer it is, the better it is.
Here's a question. Alcohol, they claim, is a diuretic, correct? As in, it dehydrates you?
Like alcohol and caffeine, right?
Yeah, yes. So how come whenever you've had several alcoholic beverages, your pee tends to be clear? Is it just like a temporary hydration that allows it to be clear, but the next day it's going to be brown? Or is that how that works?
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
question.
That's probably
I'm just
an LD
wondering
question.
if it's a delayed dehydration is what I'm asking, I guess.
So you're saying it's kind of just like a hangover?
That's what I'm like thinking, because like I know for a fact that it is a diuretic. Like that's a fact, but you're peeing clear usually while you're drinking. So I'm assuming there's some sort of delayed reaction in your blood or something that dries you up. Makes you real crusty.
So I'm done. When you said dries you up and makes you crusty, I'm done.
What if it's just the aspect of breaking the seal to where you're peeing so much it doesn't even have a chance to gain any color because it's just going right through you?
I mean, you could be onto something there, Fly.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've had some guesses on here before that have turned out to be fairly accurate.
I'm sure we'll get a text from Mike at like 6:30 tomorrow morning saying, "Oh, Skelley's an idiot. Of course, it's a delayed reaction," or I don't know. I was training somebody how to pee last week.
Speaking of Mike, we usually hear from him when Flashpoint comes out later than like a Wednesday. And maybe he doesn't listen to us anymore because I didn't hear anything from him.
He just doesn't care. He's gave up on us like I've given up on the Reds until they score another run, I guess. Bring me right back in.
We've been on a pretty good run of getting episodes out at least by Wednesday mornings. This was an exception because, life got in the way of Flashpoint.
Yeah, it did.
Which is a shame, honestly. It is. But,
best part of the week.
We're still delivering. It's not like we've ever gone a week without it.
Correct.
Nor have our viewers.
I wish the Flashpoint was my life.
Dude, could
that
you
would be
imagine?
Awesome. Imagine with Joe Rogan.
That's why we need people. Tell your friends for listening to listen, because I do not want to go to work in August.
We officially
because I don't work right now because I'm a teacher and
put
our
in to
lives
be
are so
sponsors.
tough. So
our first business venture.
As far as our hosting service, we are a long way away from being able to get sponsors over that. Now we can get under the table.
No. I'm talking to LD about an event that we have verbally agreed to sponsor.
Oh, the golf scramble?
Yeah. Are we locked and loaded for that?
Just give me $100.
All right.
I mean, I'll split it.
Yeah.
So are you immune to this, LD, since it's your school? Like me and Skelley have to fit the bill? How's that work? Because you're a member of this too. Whatever.
Oh, no. We'll pay 33.33 each, right? That equals 100 or 99.99.
Yeah, we would get
somebody's
there.
gonna have to fork over a cent.
Not me, bro.
We'll figure it out. I would love to have our brand out there and people be like, "What the hell's that?"
We'll know exactly what it is whenever LD mentions my name.
Yeah, they will because you're a celebrity up there.
Pretty
Awesome.
much.
Best place on earth. It's God's country.
We'll say we did hit a milestone over the last 2 days. We did eclipse the 7,000 total download mark. Pretty cool. Another.
Why didn't you tell us when we
month.
had 6,900?
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know. I should have. I mean, really,
Bro, who are you?
The last week or so, we had 6,900.
Man,
So.
that could have been a sick looking graphic.
They could have. I mean, I could still go make it and say on this date we hit.
Yeah.
We have eclipsed. Because if I just say we have plus 6,900 downloads, that's still an accurate graph.
True.
So we can finagle it. But
speaking of golf, we talked about the golf scramble. I want to dive into.
Oh Lord.
dive into Skelley's. Almost maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen him do. But then actually maybe it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It turned into a moment.
It turned into a freaking moment. Let me tell you. Set the scene.
Set the scene. You go ahead and set the scene, and I'll go and give my thoughts, my perspective.
So we're golfing on what was that Saturday? We're golfing on Saturday at Royal American in Columbus. Nice course. Could have been better. Nice course. They maintained it a little bit better, been real nice. But that's beside the point. Teams of 3. Skelley's on the opposing team for me. And we are tied on the 18th hole. We get a par. My team does. We get a par. Skelley's team has a putt for birdie. From what would you say, Skelley? About 20 feet?
Between 20 and 25 feet is what I've.
Downhill, sloping right to left, I believe it was. Skelley has a putt. He's the first man up, I believe, or were you the second man?
I was first man up.
Okay. Skelley was first man up to sink this putt, birdie putt to win. Granted, this is not an easy putt. As this putt is being taken, we're on the 18th green, of course, and there is a wedding going on in the clubhouse. What would you say, 50 yards away?
Yeah, it was.
Which is still, I have not wrapped my head around it, that the fact that they wouldn't shut the course down for that.
Yeah, it was weird.
Right? Like
seeing them set up for it as we were making the turn.
Like it was legitimately.
We had people going in to get hot dogs and Snickers, and they were putting out chairs for a wedding.
Yeah, so it was legitimately the wedding. They had the little flower girls there. I literally saw them tossing out flowers. It was the full shebang. It was whatever. 50 yards away from us drunk idiots.
So
playing.
Is this mid-ceremony when Skelley's taking the putt, or have things wrapped up?
This is post-ceremony.
Okay.
Things have wrapped up a little
buddy
bit.
Smoking a cig off to the side.
Got it. Things have wrapped up a little bit. But anyways, I'm dragging this along. I'm sorry. Skelley gets as close as I've ever seen a human to making a putt. It's sitting on the edge, so close that as it sits there about a half second longer, I'm on the other team, and I run over and grab it. Yep, that's good, Skelley. Because I'm afraid it's just a gust of wind is going to blow it in.
In classic LD fashion, of course.
Beside the point, as it does not go in the hole, Skelley, I will now let you dive into what you did now that you're ripped and strong.
Okay, so a couple thoughts leading up to it. We had that putt about 20, 25 feet downhill, and it had a little curve to it. They were off the green. They were on the fringe. They were putting from the fringe. And this whole time, while we were waiting for them to putt and everything, Myers and Zach, Z-Man, are sitting there trying to get a read on the putt. And the whole time I keep saying, don't even worry about it. I'm making it. Don't worry about it. It's over. They got to make this. I'm making the putt. It's over. And they're like, dude, just shut up and let me read the green. I was like, all right, whatever. And they make their par. They 2 putt for par. And then I step up don't really think about it much, and hit what would have been the best putt of my entire life, without a doubt. Given this, like, the putt and the circumstances, it would have been the best putt I've ever made for sure.
So even without the circumstances, you're saying this would have been impressive.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it was a really, like, it was a pretty tough putt. Like, I don't make those.
I agree.
A lot, like, people we play with don't usually make those. But I leave it half an inch short. It's probably less than an inch short. And I believe I was told that I had started walking it in like I was Tiger Woods with my fists like cocked back for the biggest fist pump of all time that probably would have tore my rotator cuff. Said I was like walking it in and it stopped short. And my first reaction were I let several curse words fly very loudly. I'll get to that in a second. And I immediately take my putter, which I've used a different putter for the past like couple years, but I found that one a couple months ago in my dad's garage or my mom's garage or something. And I started using it because it's a little shorter because I like that I have more control with it. Well, I take that and I wasn't intentionally trying to break the putter like on purpose, but I just did a real quick snap down onto my knee and it bent the putter basically in half. And I was like, well, shit, I didn't mean to do that, but too bad. So Myers, Zach step up, miss putt, obviously. Not obviously, but yeah, we end up tying. And as we're walking off the 18th green, there's this character over by where we parked the golf cart, just chiefing a cig. Zach goes, oh, those are he's smoking spirits, bro. Because he had like the pack out, like waving it around or something. But he just looks at me. He said, how far was the putt? So he obviously heard me have an absolute conniption for the ages and was like, this dude just missed a good one or something. And I told him, and then we rolled on out. And that I also left my wallet in the golf cart, had to turn around on the way to the restaurant. And then at the restaurant, I proceeded to leave my debit card there and had to go pick it up the next day. So tough end to a good day of golf.
That was a lot. That was a lot to unravel there.
Yeah. Any questions, Fly?
I guess.
Any questions?
My first question, I think we've all done something, whether you strike out in baseball, whether you miss a putt, where you've got that stick, in your hands,
rod,
you got the putter in your hands, and your first reaction for whatever reason is to split the damn thing in half. So I guess my question for you, and I think I know the answer, probably just you weren't thinking, but what did you think was going to happen when you put it over your knee?
Well, I've like taken stuff before and like hit it off my knee and like it doesn't break. It was a super old putter, like it's older than hell. So, I mean, I would assume that it was pretty weak and easily breakable. Like if I would have thrown it, it probably would have broke. Like it's not, I didn't have any real force to it. It was just like a quick snap.
Are you embarrassed by your reaction? Can you live with it?
I would be pretty pissed if somebody hit a similar putt in a similar situation and didn't react somewhat in the manner that I did.
So that's just your competitive spirit.
Yeah, I was fired up. I thought I had just talked a bunch of shit about how I was going to make the putt for the win, no problem, not even think about it, and nearly did that and fell half an inch short.
I heard you had an outburst at dinner that kind of had people looking over. What was that about?
A couple hours later.
Never mind. Okay, I wasn't trying to bait you. Now I actually remember what that was. You don't have to get into that.
No, we're good on that.
Yeah.
But we did meet a pretty interesting person at dinner there, didn't we, LD?
Yeah, before we dive into that, a funny part also to the story was as Skelley snaps this, like, people from the wedding party that wasn't the guy chiefing the cigs was like, here they got a good deal on those putters in the clubhouse.
Were they really?
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
I could just see Skelley just cussing himself out under his breath walking to the clubhouse, especially after leaving his wallet. We've had problems with that recently too.
Yeah, not good.
So
But yeah, we did meet an interesting cat at dinner there.
We need to get her to shout out the Flashpoint. She's got 1 million Twitter followers.
Linda
yeah,
Savage.
what's the deal with that?
I have no idea.
I think she's like a big Browns tweeter.
Ah,
Because didn't somebody Mike knows follows her because he's a big
Yeah.
Browns fan or something?
yeah, something like that. She's got like weird talking shit about the Bengals and the Browns at dinner and stuff. But basically, her daughter worked at the restaurant we were at, and she came there for something. I believe it was her birthday. We didn't know that until after the fact and saw some tweets from her because she also tweeted about us. But they brought her over and sat her down at our table because we had a big high top, and basically we're letting her chill until her table got cleared off or whatever.
Keep in mind, this woman's like 60.
Yeah. And it turns out somehow we end up talking about like where we're from and stuff. And she's like, holy shit, I grew up in Russell. And we're like, what? Like random chick gets set at her table in Columbus that lives in Columbus. And she's literally from like 5 minutes away from where we're from. It's crazy. So she bought us shots because we were sick.
Sick
You were
story.
sick.
That was it. Yeah.
What was the shot? Was it a good
green
shot?
tea shots, I think. Right?
Yeah, they were brutal.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound very fun.
Yeah, they were brutal.
Hell with that.
Well, we tried to get Rumple, but they didn't have Rumple. It's kind of punk ass.
Not my type of establishment then.
They did have 100 craft beers, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't take our group as being craft beer guys. Not that we're against it, but I feel like we're just gonna go get ourselves a Mick Ultra or a Bud Diesel.
You're crazy, bro. Mike and LD are always at breweries drinking craft beers and stuff. I like anytime I get a chance to try craft beers, I do. Like I have an app dedicated to like tracking them.
I'm not saying we don't try them. I'm just saying more often than not, like there are people that go to bars and will be like, what kind of craft beers do you have? Like that's not us. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that is.
I feel like I kind of do that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't.
why? Yeah.
I've
try
been out
something
with you
new.
guys, but I've been out with you guys plenty of times, and I've seen you all get Bud Lights 90% of the time.
Well, it's different if we've been drinking for 37 hours and are plastered.
Okay, well, next time we're sober and sit down at a bar, if you two don't order craft beers, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say, hey, get a craft beer.
I will 100% get a craft beer.
I don't-
Time me and Zach go to the Armory, we always try something.
I don't
new.
think I look at it as like, quote, craft beer. Like I've never
Right.
been like, what kind of craft beer do they get? But like, like
What do you
what
got
you
on
said.
tap?
It's just like, what do you got on tap? And they got like Bud Light and then like something that's like different. Like I'm probably gonna get something that's different.
Okay. I do enjoy, like, if you're somewhere where you're not usually at, you try to get something local. That's fine.
Right. But I'm not, yeah, like if I'm, yeah, like you said, like if I'm somewhere and they have multiple different things on tap, like I'm not, like we went to Penn's the other night and it was hilarious. This is actually hilarious. We were at Penn's the other night and they have, their board of, 69 different taps they have. And, when you go to these types of places, you just tell them the number, you know what I mean? Like give me a 26 or something. And, we're standing in line because there's about 900 people there. And, Myers looks at me. We'd been there for a little bit. And he looks at me. He's like, you ever tried 16? And I'm looking, I'm like, what's 16? I'm like, and it was literally a Bud Light. I was like, oh yeah, sick. You know what I mean? Like, and no one was ordering a number 16. You know what I mean? Unless you're Flea, apparently.
If you're at a place that has a lot of that stuff, sure, that's fine.
I feel like nowadays every place has a lot of that stuff. Like you can go to B-Dubs and they have a million options other than Busch and Miller.
They do. Does B-Dubs have what would be considered craft beer? Do they?
What do you consider?
Yeah, what do you consider?
I feel like you consider
bro?
craft beer to be like a beer that's brewed from like Mars. Like,
yeah, maybe I have some weird idea of what a craft beer is. I just did some ET thing with my fingers when I was talking. I was just like, I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking like a. I guess just a beer that like literally nobody has ever heard of and has like a really dumb name. That's what
So do you not consider Jackie O's to be craft beers?
I don't think they have dumb names.
Dude, you're
I feel like they.
I don't
Jackie O's
yeah.
is craft beer though. I mean, yeah, that is.
Well, there you go. There you have it.
But
Literally,
I've also
there's
been
a
out
billion
in
craft
Athens
beers.
plenty of times, and more often than not, I still am gonna, unless I'm at Jackie O's, I'll get like a Ricky or a Razweed or something. But more often than not, I guess I'm gonna go just the plain normal like Bud Light route, and that's, I mean, I can be clowned for that. It's punk ass.
I mean, I think it's fine if you're just like drinking to drink, but like if you're just casually having a beer or something, or you're watching a game or something, or having a meal.
Yeah, I think craft beer is okay for like the casual drink, I guess. But there are people that like when they're out on the town and they're trying to do the whole night worth of drinks and they're doing craft beers. I just don't think that's a smart move.
I've not. Here's my question with you, and why I'm having a hard time with this is I've not heard anyone say quote craft beer since like 2016. Like I think there was a time when there was like a quote craft beer like phase, like a movement.
Yeah.
But now I think the movement is just like people understanding that, hey, like Bud Lights suck, and like why would you want to drink that when you can get something sweet like a Razweed or like something
Country
way
boy
better.
Bait. That's like we went to Chance's there a couple weekends ago. Me and Drew Wolford did a beer swap, and I don't think I heard craft beer once. We had damn beers from
beer
Iceland.
swap.
Everybody just goes and buys a 6-pack of something that's not like a Busch,
like
or
a Jersey
Miller.
swap.
Yeah, you just go buy a 6-pack, and everybody just kind of hands them out and is like, here's like a big variety pack for you.
That's pretty sick. We need to do that.
Fights. It's a good time. You get to try a bunch of different beers.
A bunch of craft beer.
Flea will bring Miller Lights.
Yeah, I'll come in and be like, y'all ever had Stella Artois?
I don't know if you may have met him before. I think he's been to Athens, but Chance's boy Tim, he's sick, great guy. We've met him to watch fights several times up here in Columbus, but he shows up with Coors Banquet.
Ooh.
That's the champagne of beers.
Nice.
Everybody else had something wild, and bro shows up with the champagne of beers.
I'm gonna show up with 6 Cobras.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Just zip time together.
A craft 40.
Classic. Well, Flea, did you have any craft beers in Utah?
Well, folks out there, they're not too keen on the alcohol thing. But I did have a Blue Moon at a Mexican restaurant.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling a Corona. And the margs were kind of expensive, and I was just like, I don't think I want to do that right now. So
I don't need any of that.
I don't need that.
I don't need any of that. Great time out there. Went up in the mountains and whatnot.
How was your first? That was your first time past what, Missouri?
Past Kansas City, yeah. So basically, I mean, like once you start getting a little lower and you're in the state, you're starting your descent. You can see the mountains and like up, you just can't really tell how tall them things are until you land. And I'm like, holy shit! Like they're everywhere. They're always in view.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was like, man,
they're
that's
big.
Wild. Right? Like, that's pretty sick. I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, the Smokies are big, but that's a different kind of mountain. It's just different. It looks different. And so I thought that was pretty sick. We went up to Park City and rode some ski lifts way up high. Dude, it gets cold up there. Who'd have thought, Who'd
have thought?
Yeah, pretty sick. It's like 85, 90 degrees at the bottom. Then you ride up to the top and you're like, damn, kind of cold.
Tourist Flea is awesome. We need more of Tourist Flea.
I wish you would have I wish you would have embraced like the full tourist like mentality.
Look, I mean, jazz fan now. Apparently.
If you would fully embrace that, you would take that shirt off, wrap it around your waist, and tie it up like you're on a 5th grade field trip.
I think anytime Flea goes anywhere he's never been before, we need to make him start wearing binoculars around his neck.
That'd be sick.
Yes.
I was
Fanny pack
sitting
and
next to
binoculars.
on my flight. So my flights to get out to Salt Lake, at first one was Columbus to Minneapolis, and then Minneapolis to Salt Lake. So the one from Columbus to Minneapolis, I was sitting next to this couple who was decked out in like Ohio State gear, but you could tell it was Ohio State gear that they probably just bought from a shop at the airport. Like just a red hoodie with the Blocko logos, and then they had hats that weren't like officially licensed gear from the university. It just was like red, and it had like gray, just Ohio across.
Did it come from Bob Lynn's?
That's basically what it looked like. It was like Times New Roman font, Ohio across it. And I thought they were just huge Buckeye fans going somewhere. Like, I respect that. Great. They started talking to me. They were from like Phoenix, and they had been in Minneapolis, or they had been in Columbus visiting somebody, and they didn't like the Buckeyes. And they were just like, yeah, like Columbus is great. We thought it was awesome. We're heading back home to Phoenix. They started talking to me about the Suns. And I was just like, so y'all just got some gear to support the cause, I guess. Like, respect. They were
like
were
an
bad
I Heart
towards
New York shirt.
I had one of those at one point in time. Also, when we went to Washington, D.C. one year, I got an FBI hoodie.
I hope it said female body
body inspector. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was legit. This was like Federal Bureau of Investigation, like officially
probably has a
licensed.
tracking chip in it or something.
Probably. Like they had those little kiosk, the little like food truck that based, hoodie trucks along
like
the
they
streets
have outside of
DC.
Reds games.
Yeah, and people are selling stuff that say like CIA, like FBI, USA, like just random hoodies.
Every acronym you could possibly
Every
come up
important
with.
acronym
WWE.
I was like 10 years old and wanted an FBI hoodie. I thought that would be sick.
PAWG.
Pog. I need to use that guy as like the title picture. He's like, Pog. Like, he said Pog. That kid's a genius.
What's that dude's name? I need to find him on TikTok.
I've got him. I found him today.
Like his name is public knowledge?
Yes, he says it in one of the videos. Hang on.
I've seen his other videos before. I've just never gave him a follow or anything. I need to keep track of him, what he's up to.
Joshua
awesome.
Henderson.
Guy's a menace to society.
Joshua Henderson. If you want to find his TikTok, it's Chicago.773.
Can you like send me one of his TikToks so I don't have to go search for that?
Yes, absolutely. He's a menace to society.
I thought he was a one-hit wonder. I didn't know that he had like a full presence.
No, he's full blown.
Did you just send it to me?
Look at this dude.
Hold on, I'm checking him out here.
He's a menace, bro.
It's bad as hell, but she needs to check her pH balance.
Dude, he looks unreal.
Everybody, please go look up Chicago.773 on TikTok. That is not an ad. It's just us.
We're pure. See Skelley looking at his phone there. Does your phone work? You've had a hell of a weekend.
Yeah.
This is on YouTube now, so just
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I had myself an interesting there about 24 hours there, Monday into Tuesday. Just a normal day. I went to the gym, got me some lunch, went to work, and as I do at work, I sit around on my phone the majority of the time.
Sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good job.
Full time. Yeah, good job.
Yep. And I get a text that says the number ending in 0121 is in the process of being switched carriers. And I was like, it's pretty interesting. I haven't heard anything about that. Could it be like something with Verizon, they're just changing my plan. Like, what's going on here? So I screenshot it, send it to my mom. I'm still on my family's plan, but I just pay them. So, like, it's more expensive to have your own plan than to just pay your part of another one. That's like, obviously. And before I can get a text back, before I can get a notification that she's read it, anything like that, my phone just completely becomes useless. It becomes a paperweight.
It was literally an iPod Touch.
Yeah, I didn't have Doodle Jump to like keep me company the rest of the day. Didn't have
No
bike
Temple Run,
race, no Temple Run. Couldn't do the glitch to run
Candy
for infinity.
Crush.
Nothing like that. So I'm kind of on the inside like, well, this isn't good. Like, one, everybody's gonna be like, well, where's Skelley? He hadn't said anything, and like
That
this
was
is like,
happening.
yeah, it's like 4:30, and I'm like, well, I'm supposed to do Flashpoint at like 11:30 when I get home. Most likely, that was probably the plan, and I can't like confirm that or anything like that, and they're gonna be wondering like, what's going on with our guy? If I were to get in some sort of accident on the way home, can't relay the information that has happened to get me help or get me the proper I don't know, just contact the people I need to handle that situation.
You don't have OnStar built into that truck.
I do not have OnStar. So I'm just kind of like, well, this really sucks. Like, obviously, like, people, like, you want to have your phone, and like, obviously you're going to kind of be aggravated if you don't have it, but it's also kind of one of those things that you're just like, it stresses you out. Like, it wasn't the fact that I couldn't text my buddy. I was just like stressed about it, more so the fact that I couldn't use my phone. But so then on break there, about half an hour later, I asked one of the cats I work with, like, hey, can I use your phone to call my mom? Don't have a phone right now. I can't. Got to figure something out. So I give my mom a call, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, we went to, I still haven't got an explanation for why this happens. My mind is absolutely flabbergasted at the fact that it was being done. I don't understand it. I don't know why this, like, what she says. I'm sure there is a reason. I haven't asked. I don't understand. I'll probably think the reason is a bit ridiculous because I can't think of a good reason for it. But what my mom said was that she was in the process of trying to switch only my stepfather's number and plan to AT&T, and that they accidentally switched all of our numbers to AT&T. One, not sure why you only want to take one phone to a different carrier. I don't get that. Two, how do they accidentally switch? Like, if they were at the store, they were at the Verizon or AT&T store one or whatever. Like, how do they misconstrue your words to where they're just like, yep, whole plan, like whole family gone? Like, again, it probably goes back to why are you just doing one number to a different carrier? I don't know, but I get that explanation, and I'm like, so what do I got to do? What's the deal? And she's like, well, you're going to have to go get a SIM card from AT&T tomorrow morning. I was like, well, that kind of sucks, but I'll get there bright and early. And so I just kind of assumed like, hey, when I get home, I'll be able to like iMessage people and kind of let them know what's going on, or call on Wi-Fi calling. Get home at 11:30 from work. Yep, doesn't work. Just I can get on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that. No iMessage, no Wi-Fi calling. My number is, I guess I could have thought at the time to set up like just through my email, I guess, set up iMessage, but I was exhausted. I just snapped everybody, let them know what was going on. And so God, I'm gonna be telling this story for the next hour. I feel like I've been talking for 20 minutes, but
You could have gotten like the text-free app or something.
yeah, I should have
like
got
that.
Kick, and then I just told y'all to kick me.
Or
Yeah,
like
you got
Boxer.
Yeah,
Boxer, yes.
You could send us voice memos. It'd be sick.
who needs who thought like, yeah, we should make a walkie-talkie for your cell phone?
That's
That'd be
literally
sick.
what it was.
But yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'll get up early. I get up early, go to gym usually anyways. Well, I get up, and I look up to see where an AT&T store is. It says there's 2 on Sawmill. It says both of them don't open till 10 a.m., which that don't get me started on that. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Why is an AT&T store not open till 10 a.m.? I would say that's pretty essential to be open at like a normal opening hour for business, to be able to help people with things that they cannot do themselves. Because like I'd say cell phone service and the ability to have a working phone is pretty essential in the year 2021. Am I wrong?
For most.
Yeah, I feel like that unless you're a Mennonite, like you're gonna need your cell phone.
There's some of those guys out there.
There are, but I just think that's a bit ridiculous. But so I just wait around till 10, and I pull up the maps on my phone, and I don't have service, so I can't use it to take me to the store.
Nice.
I see that there are 2 on the opposite ends of Sawmill. One's by the gym. I just wore the stuff I was going to wear to the gym to go to the AT&T store. One's on the other end down by Kroger and Walmart. Well, I decided to go, hey, let's go to the one by my gym. Pull in the parking lot. It says there's not even a building with an AT&T sign. There's no building that could be an AT&T store. There is nothing there. It's the Target parking lot, and there's a wig store like in front of it.
I did not know this aspect of the story. There's a lot of building frustration.
Yeah, I'm like, are we serious? Now I got to go all the way down to the other end of Sawmill, waste my time down there before I get to go to the gym. I'm just going to be doing this all day and just have to go straight to work. So, and then I go down there and I walk in, takes I haven't mentioned this to anybody, but this aggravated the piss out of me. There's this old Billy in there, he's having all kinds of issues because he can't figure out the password to his screen time. So he's trying to trade in a phone or something. But
this is just a Yahoo customer.
Yeah, this is just a customer, and he's just talking this dude's ear off, and he can't understand. Basically, what happened, he's trying to trade in a phone or his kids' phones or something, but doesn't have the password to screen time, and you have to completely format the iPhone and delete everything off of it. Well, you can't do that to screen time unless you have the password, and he couldn't figure out how to rectify that, basically. And the guy basically told him, hey, if you don't have it, written down somewhere at home, wrote down. I still don't know how to use written and wrote. I don't know. But you're going to have to go to the Apple store because there's not some sort of password reset system in place. Why is that a thing as well? There's just so many things happening that I just don't understand why they're happening. And it's just absolutely everything's just putting me closer to the edge, just aggravating the hell out of me. It's not a big deal, but just at the time, just death by paper cut, just one thing after another. And
you're Scott Stapp, bro. You're 6 feet from the edge.
I was. And then after they finally get this dude kicked out of there, basically, lady comes out and she's like, hey, how can I help you? I'm like, well, I didn't know this was happening, but I need a SIM card from y'all. My phone got shut off yesterday. Don't have any sort of service or anything. So she's like, what's the number on the account? Tell her all that nonsense. She gets it pulled up and everything. She's like, well, sir, what's your name? I told her my name. She's like, you're not an authorized user on this account to make any changes. So then I'm like, well, I'd call my mom and tell her to make me an authorized user, but I don't have cell phone service. I don't have the ability to do that. That's why I'm here. She's like, well, you can use our phone, the landline here, to call and tell her to do that. So I call my mom. She's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, well, I'm calling from the AT&T store. There's obviously a problem. And I tell her hey, you're going to have to call customer service and have them make me a authorized user on the account. And she says, are you serious? And at this point, I've just been flustered to the point of no end for
hell yeah, I'm serious.
12 hours. And I say, no, it's fixed. I just decided to call you on AT&T's phone as a joke. And I didn't say it I was trying not to sound like a complete asshole in front of people.
I'm sure you did though.
Yeah, I said it in a much playfuler way than I normally would have. I kind of felt bad afterwards, but I did say it, like, she did think it was kind of funny, I think. But then she was like, well, like, let me talk to the lady. I said, well, the lady just said you're going to have to call customer service. She can't do anything about it. And she puts her on the phone. I put her on the phone, and like they go back and forth, and she's like, well, I have no way to identify that you're you on the phone. And I'm thinking, like, just like, she's told you, call customer service, get that going. And she's like, all right, I'll take care of it, whatever. And then she's like, well, this usually takes 30 to 40 minutes to like get set up. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to the gym. They got Wi-Fi there. I'll work out. And if mom figures it out, she'll message me on Facebook or whatever. Cause that's how we had been communicating the past 12 hours on Facebook. And so I'm at the gym working out and everything, and I'm getting like, I'm finishing up, and all of a sudden I just get a million messages like asking for like different things I've never even heard of, like the EID and the something else. And I'm like, what do you want? And it's all a bunch of stuff in like your about in your settings. And apparently she was on customer service, and instead of setting up me to get a SIM card there, they were just going to give me an electric SIM card to put in my, not to put it, like they activated it electronically, I guess.
Nice.
And that led to a bunch of other problems. When they sent me the link or whatever to set the primary and secondary carriers, which, because for some reason, since
I'm so killed by this right now.
My head's spinning right now.
Since we bought the phone through Verizon, it wasn't like locked or anything, but it's impossible to delete Verizon off of it. You just have to turn it off. And that pissed me off too. Like, I don't want to have a primary and secondary carrier. I just want it to, like, it had two cell service bars at the top of it. And I finally figured out how to turn it off, but I messed it up and put the Verizon as my primary at first and AT&T as my secondary. So it was screwing stuff up because it was like bouncing back and forth trying to figure out, like, does it have service or not? Like, it would have to kick to the secondary to actually send stuff through. And I finally got that rectified. So we're all good.
When did the key spiking happen?
That's what I was just sitting
That's
here
what we were waiting on.
that.
So
I don't care about your damn carrier. I care about you spiking your keys like you're drunk.
I leave the gym. This is still in the process of me figuring out the primary and secondary garbage. I called my mom multiple times trying to, like, because the guy, I asked multiple times and he kept telling me other things that I didn't care about. Like, the phone worked. Like, I just wanted to know how to get the damn primary and secondary carrier fixed. That's all I wanted to know. Everything else was fine. And he just kept like talking about other stuff I didn't care about. So like, I hung up and then I called back like 16 times. Also, this whole thing was going on with me on speakerphone and this guy on speakerphone on my mom's phone, and I was calling on my stepdad's phone. So we were having like a three-way conversation on two different phones. And I called back after this whole like situation where he didn't give me any answers, no answers. And I'm just like sitting there, like, just answer the phone. I want to figure this out. I get out of my truck and I just absolutely spike my keys to the core of the earth. Like I'm damn Gronk scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like I'd had enough.
Where were you located when you spiked these keys?
I got out of my truck and spiked
where
in the
at?
front yard.
Like where in your front yard?
Yeah, like into the dirt.
At the Tipton?
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a crack in the earth from where you did that?
I think there's just like a giant divot, like a Tiger Woods divot.
I mean, this is a damn fiasco.
Absolutely. There was just no reason for any of it to be this complicated, and it was.
You are Lupe Fiasco.
Kick push.
You just told that whole story, and I still have no idea what happened. But that's okay because
I got it off my chest. I haven't like said the whole thing like full bore until now, and it feels good to.
The Flashpoint is a safe space.
It is.
It's therapeutic.
I feel much better.
A couple things here. Two things that I just think are hilarious, and they're very similar things. One, that you're like, the 12-year-old kid who hasn't got the cell phone yet and has to use his buddy's phone to like call his mom to see if he can stay all night. That you're at work, a professional job, a professional career, and you've got to ask a guy, "Hey, bro, can I use your phone to call my mom?"
Yeah. The thing is like I sat around all break, like thinking, like, should I really do this? Like, do I want to ask this dude for his phone? And I was like, I really like this is really stupid. Like, I'm gonna look like a broke ass boy, like just like some bum that had his phone turned off. Like, I can't be doing this. And then I was like, I'll just wait till after break, and as he's walking out, I'll just mention it in passing, like, hey, can I make a quick phone call? My phone just got turned off. But I asked the dude that, like, I basically trained, like, he's younger than me, and like I didn't ask one of the old dudes, and like that would have been a lot more weird.
Hey, pledge, give me your phone.
That's basically what it was.
Did it ever cross your mind of like, I'm gonna have to go get like a track phone or something for the time being?
I did not think that.
That would have been classic.
Well, my mom, when I was on the phone, she was like, well, can you use it at the Wi-Fi on the Wi-Fi at work? I was like, no, Mom, we don't have complimentary Wi-Fi. I don't work at McDonald's.
Most places do have Wi-Fi.
I'm killed. You don't have
Not
Wi-Fi?
to like, I mean, we have a guest. I tried to get on it, but like I
like an employee login or something.
Nah, I didn't. Well, what I use it for is like Twitter and text my buddies and stuff. You can't be doing that on the company Wi-Fi.
Why not?
Why not? That's what I do.
I don't know. It didn't let me on.
Second thing is, if I could have footage of maybe anything in the world, it would be you just standing at AT&T, pissed off, talking on their like probably their corded phone at the register to your mom, being like, "Well, why do you think I'm calling you from this phone then?"
I can hear Skelley, like the first thing he said is just like, I need you to call customer service. I said I need you to call customer service. I'm at the AT&T store. So is your phone in like a temporary fixed state? Is this the fix? This is the fix.
Yeah.
So are you Verizon or AT&T now?
I'm AT&T. So now I'll have service out 93. So really, the whole thing's a win.
So you are sticking with the carrier that you did not know you had to be switched to.
Correct.
Okay.
I also got a free Apple Watch out of this whole ordeal, so that's pretty sick.
Nice.
Apparently, when they switched, they were like, "Hey, we'll do buy one get one free Apple Watches." And Mom called and was like, "Hey, you want an Apple Watch?" It's like, "Well, I've kind of been an asshole to you for a day. That's awfully nice of you."
For a day for 24 years.
I'm 23, bro.
I mean, what a week for Skelley.
Yeah.
All kicked off by probably the poop of his life.
Started a new workout routine. Just a lot of things are happening. Tell LD about them on Flashpoint.
A lot of mental challenges that you faced as well.
Still making my bed. That's big time.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Impressive. I don't do that.
I'd never done it in my life until like 2 weeks ago.
How does it feel?
It kind of pisses me off when I get home from work and I have to pull the covers back.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like getting in a bed where everything's like neat.
Well,
I want to be able to like.
Don't. We know you don't.
Oh yeah. Well, it also, it hurts when you have like donut packages stuffed under your sheets from a couple of your buddies.
Yeah, you got maggots sitting by your bed too.
Yeah. Cup
Speaking
of milk.
Flea's living antics, Z-Man has a actual china plate just sitting in the middle of the floor of the living room right now at the tip. I mean, that's unbelievable. I get it that he has 4 pairs of shoes up there. That's not a big deal. He gets off the couch, puts his shoes on. Like, all right, you can leave 4 pairs of shoes in front of the couch. But a damn plate, it's a clean plate. There's
no food residue.
There's no residue. I didn't look closely, but it looked pretty damn clean. Which I left the Chick-fil-A cup in there for like a day, but like I don't leave it in the middle of the floor. I put it on something.
I will say, I'm not one to clown you guys for having a dirty room or a dirty like house because like I live that way too. Like, yeah, I took the snap of Myers' room because there's clothes everywhere. I think it's awesome. That's great. But I will say, when I got back from Utah and walked into
It
Tipton,
smelled like
it
butt.
smelled like farts, and it was awful, dude.
Bro, I
don't
still
know, man.
haven't talked to Zach about that. Whatever happened at the Tipton last night, I need to know what happened because when I walked in, it smelled like absolute death.
Like farts?
No, like maybe like burnt ass.
Or like actual something died.
Yeah, like not something died, just like they like were taking turns putting their hand on a hot pan or something, like burnt flesh or something. Like
Dude,
it smelled
what?
like burnt ass.
LD, you remember when you left the chicken behind like the microwave or something for a
Oh.
year?
So bad. It was in the fridge.
Yeah, it was in the
Oh,
fridge.
was it in the back of
It
the
was
fridge?
like in the back of the fridge, and we just obviously didn't clean out our fridge, and it just continued to grow and grow and
Yeah.
grow, and that smelled so bad, bro.
It literally,
The
it was
smell
so
was
weird.
around for like weeks too.
Yeah.
We would just sit on the couch and then it came and went. Like you would just hear or not hear, you would just randomly smell like a fart, but nobody would claim it. was
Flea
like,
can
what the-
hear smells.
It was
Yeah.
spark back home.
It was such a smell that you could hear it.
Yes.
It was just like, man, did you fart? No, nobody would claim the fart. So I thought it was just somebody just ripping ass constantly that was embarrassed to actually take
A
ownership
spooky
of it.
farter.
And then finally, Jake's looking around and he's like, dude, there's like a chicken tenderloin in the back of the fridge that
It was
smells like
so
a fart.
bad.
A chicken tenderloin.
It was so bad. Oh my god. And like we got rid of it, and then like its residue
It
still
lingered,
like
bro.
resonated for at least a couple more weeks.
And that thing was marinating in the back of the fridge.
Oh, so bad.
How did anything that we put in the fridge not smell like that? Or did it? And we just
usually
didn't
it was
care.
Probably
the only
just
thing you had in
did.
your fridge was like chocolate syrup and chocolate syrup. That's literally the only thing that was there. And
And
Keystone.
beer. Yeah.
Your fridge was literally chocolate syrup and Keystone.
Yeah, because I was living off 4 for 4, so I wasn't putting anything in the fridge as far as food.
Yep.
Remember we got that
$20 a week. Yep.
Hey, dude, it was fire. I should actually start doing that now.
That
You'll look like Jeff Saturday.
that logic is still one of the more baffling things ever.
What? Living off 4 for 4.
Your mathematical equation on how it's cheaper and more efficient to eat out every meal.
Yeah, and I don't stand by that now. I don't. But at the time, my thought process was I can literally eat a 4 for 4 every day, 1 4 for 4 every day, and I'm like, I'll survive and I'll be fine. And so they're $4.
Survival was the only thing on his mind.
And so, like I said, they're $4. If I could spend $28 a week on food now, that'd be sick.
You can.
You
Yeah,
can.
if I go in and eating a 4 for 4 every day, I guess.
Bro.
This dude Flea ain't been in a grocery store since Walmart in Athens.
Trying to think
so
the last time I went to a grocery store and like got food. I've been to CVS recently.
You said you could survive. Oh,
Yeah.
4 chicken nuggets and a junior bacon, a
And
small
fries.
fry, and a Coke, and you probably didn't even eat all the fries.
Like a high
I know
C
you-
orange.
I've still never had the high C from McDonald's. They brought it back.
They brought
I've
it
never
back.
Had it.
It's pretty
Did they really?
flames. Yeah, it's back. Full on.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Somebody's gonna have to
I don't
drive
know
through
about
and
it.
get them one, a large for $1. I remember
That
back
is
in
the
high
greatest
school,
deal ever.
I could get lunch at McDonald's for $3 even. And this was another classic that you could survive off of. It was just a plain McDouble. Plain, well, it was cheese, whatever. cheese McDouble. I don't know if McDoubles just automatically come with cheese.
Like,
Small
come on,
fry,
dude.
large drink, $3 even. Now, that's 7-8 years ago. Inflation has set in. It's probably not going to be $3 flat, but
Trey Young used to beat the hell out of me when I would get a 10-piece nugget and not a 3-4 pieces. Because it was $3 to get 3-4 pieces, but the 10-piece was like 5 something. So I learned real quick.
exactly.
He'd take me to lunch, whip my ass if I got a 10-piece.
What do you guys think about the $1.49 10-piece nugget at Burger King?
It's awesome. It got me through many evenings in Athens.
Oh, yeah.
When I lived on Mill Street, me and Chucky were rolling through the King multiple times a week.
I saw something the
I
other
used to
day.
take you to Burger King, didn't I, Skelley?
We'd go on Sundays when we were just absolutely killed.
Yeah.
And we would like talk down on it the entire time we were doing it. Like as soon as we left the house, we're like, damn, we're really going to Burger King. We're in a bad spot, man. This is gonna be
Of all
awful.
the places in that great town that you could eat. Yep, I'm gonna go to Burger King. Yep.
Sometimes you just need to like humble yourself down and eat something disgusting to make yourself feel better, I think.
Fried stuff is great after a night of getting after it.
Yeah, but you can get good fried stuff like anywhere else in Athens. It's not Burger King.
What, like Larry's or something?
Like pigskin.
Bruh.
That's true.
Larry's right now, I'd kill a man.
I'd smack some Larry's.
Most of the time, me and Skelley were going at like 11 o'clock at night to Burger King, though. Like it was
Yeah.
late. So I don't think Pigskin would be serving at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Why does Athens have the only 2 McDonald's in America that aren't open 24 hours a day?
That's a great question.
There were
I
some of the
bugged the
ones in
piss out of
Evansville
me.
like that.
For 4 years, I never got it.
The McDonald's on Richland may be the worst McDonald's in America.
It's
I think
pretty bad.
it was the first one I ever
literally-
saw
dude,
that got the electronic ordering, though. That's pretty cool.
They legitimately would randomly close at like 6:30.
That's a fact. You never knew if it was going to be open or not.
Like they just wouldn't have breakfast on Sunday mornings, open up at noon. Like what?
I'm
Where's
gonna
the
get
other
water.
one at?
It's going to be fire. By Wendy's on the
State.
East State.
By Wendy's on
by-
East State.
Right
I can't picture that.
They just redid it too, didn't they? Or was that Wendy's they just remodeled? One of the two.
I don't know. It's right by Walmart.
Aldi's. It's like in front of Aldi's.
Yeah.
Not that Flea's ever been in an Aldi's, but
Flea
Jake
doesn't even know what
Dumermuth
Aldi's is.
was sponsored by Aldi.
Aldi's is the truth, bro. It's good stuff.
That's what Becca shops at. It's fire.
And you like don't have to be like a member there.
No, you just have to pay the quarter for the shopping cart.
It's
Rented.
not like
Flea thinks it's like
I didn't know if it was
Sam's
Costco
Club,
or
bro.
something. Aldi Club, like Aldi Elite members or something.
Why do you have to be a member at quote Sam's Club?
I think it's because you get bulk pricing, like wholesale pricing.
Yeah, on like everything though. Like what do they like?
Yeah, like everything.
It's like if I wanted to buy a lawn chair there, I would get 12 lawn chairs for like the price of 6.
No, I think it's just like the food items, but I'm sure that they are like, I don't know. It's linked with Walmart. They got the same shit Walmart does, I believe.
I don't know if I've ever really been to a quote Sam's Club.
Bro, it's
I've
awesome.
been to Sam's.
Well, when they had the samples, it was awesome. I don't know if they do that anymore. I doubt it.
I've never been to Costco.
I haven't either. Or IKEA.
I'm not
Man.
knocking people that go to these places, but think about what you're doing when you become a member to these places. You're paying money up front so that you have permission from them to walk inside and spend more money for the remainder
I
of the
mean,
year.
yeah, but you're going to save money shopping there than you would shopping elsewhere.
It's kind of like when you pay to use an ATM.
That's
All
true.
right, that's a little different.
But they're giving you your own money.
ATMs, you're paying for the convenience. It's not about convenience at Sam's Club.
It's the convenience.
You're
of getting
paying
it at
for
a great
deals.
price.
Yeah.
And I guess the opportunity to like buy things in bulk. Like if you have
Correct.
like some makeshift concession stand for the Ironton Area Youth Soccer Association that you need like 100, Laffy Taffies or something like. you can't just go buy 100 Laffy Taffies.
Why
But
not?
you can at Sam's Club, probably. I don't know. You're just going to walk in, Pick and Save, which RIP. They're not going to have 100 Laffy Taffies.
I thought Pick and Save was back.
It's Food Fair or something now.
Oh, that's trash.
It's like, it's not the same. It's like, it's not the same deal.
Is it still like massive on the inside? Because
I haven't
Pick and
been
Save's
there.
like the largest building on earth for some
It
reason.
really is. It really is.
Like it's literally the size of a Walmart. I don't know how it has the same like spatial area of a Walmart and only groceries, but it does.
I
Maybe
think
the
we
aisles
should
are
declare
extra wide.
we should declare war on Food Fair because they've taken Bartram's and Pick and Save.
I thought Bartram's opened back up as well.
It's Food Fair.
What the hell? Food Fair
telling you.
sucks. I've
So,
never been to Food Fair.
I don't believe the
just looks
Bartram's
punk
building.
ass.
I don't believe the Bartram's building is operating. I think they just are like, yep, we bought it. It's Food Fair now. And I believe they operate out of the Pick and Save building.
So it's like a warehouse.
It's
for the
just
Pick and Save
sits there. I don't know
Food
what
Fair?
they do with it. I could be wrong. My mom
Isn't
would
there
know
like
the
a
answer.
renegade ass Food Fair in Coalgrove?
I don't know. I don't
Like right
venture
by
to
the
Coalgrove
Freezette?
often. Maybe if it's anywhere, it has to be by Freezette. That place is a palace. It's unreal.
The
Also-
line is always out, all the way out, 522.
Shake Shop drive-through also clutch. Best
Oh,
thing
it's
that's ever happened.
incredible.
Best thing that's ever happened to Ironton. It's great. Shake Shop drive-through. They also their menu's unreal now too. They have like slushies and stuff.
They've always had
wow.
And they serve
Wow.
breakfast.
They've
They serve
always
breakfast.
had slushies.
Not as many
Slushies.
as they do right now.
It's a hot commodity.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say this, and I will not take it back. I don't care what anybody on planet Earth says.
Okay.
Kehoe's was always better than Shake Shop, and if you disagree, you're wrong.
Kehoe's was good. It's just been so long. It's hard for me to really say one or
Dude,
the
it
other.
was absolutely unbelievable. It was so good.
What did you get there?
Like wieners.
Okay, we'll see.
Sick.
Don't eat this.
Had some good food, but their ice cream selection was far superior than Shake Shop's. Had real good hand dipped ice cream. Like they in the fall they do pumpkin with like chunks of pumpkin pie in it.
I'm shocked you're old enough to remember Kehoe's, honestly.
Well, my mom, when she drove the church bus for First Baptist, would always stop there after she dropped like a couple people. Like so when there are only a few kids left, like she'd stop there and get ice cream for them and stuff. And
It
like,
became
yeah.
it later became a Shake Shop after Kehoe's like
I do remember that. I don't
went
think
off
we
into
had
the sunset.
ventured there once it switched.
Might get Shake Shop tomorrow. Sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a great idea. Well, I don't
fellas,
have
I feel like
anything
we could have
else.
went for like 4 hours tonight. Maybe that's just because I told a story for half the episode, but
We also went like 7 or 8 days without recording one. So we had a
Yeah.
couple more days of content to catch up on. So this is episode 48. So
4 weeks.
we're basically a month away from our big 1 year like specialty episode. I don't know.
Yep.
I believe our first episode was posted on August the 4th, 3rd or 4th. Pretty incredible. So
Lots happened since then.
it's been a great year, but we still have some episodes left to officially call it a year. So
Onward and upward.
yeah, classic.
Well, good talking to you, fellas.
Yeah.
Take care. Be seeing you.
Skelley, don't spike your phone this week.
We'll be seeing you.